All right, thank you, Evans, for those interesting headlines like we all anticipated, that this morning the papers will be awash with, or rather will be agog with so much on the fuel increase, and that's, you have it there, Nigerians in so much agony over the sudden increase in fuel. Although we expected this, but not this soon, because when the president announced that subsidy will be removed, or subsidy has been removed from the Nigerian budget, we knew that as time goes on, the oil marketers will start determining how they fix their prices, and that is what is playing out now. But like you said, how do we cope with the situation is what all Nigerians will be thinking of what to do. Well, I have my first guest already seated in the studio this morning, although we are going to be looking at national security. He is retired Brigadier General Garus Gololo. Very good morning to you.
Thank you very much for having me this morning.
All right, I want to take you on the fuel increment first before we go into our discussion. But you are a Nigerian and you must have had probably a visit to the filling stations to get your car filled. What's your take as soon as you got that news yesterday?
As I think it is something very painful and something that is not sustainable, because the fuel subsidy for the last government, former President Muhammadu Buhari, it is supposed to end by June. So why, from that May, when the president just take over, Bola Ahmed Tinubu announced that from there the fuel station continue putting the price they want to put on. And if you watch very well, since that time, the fuel doesn't have a specific price again. Some will say 600, some will say 550, some will say 700. Some other place you go, there will be no even fuel. Look, if you need to tell ourselves the truth and put it very clear, I saw the MD. He was making, he said they will go up and come down. That is me, it has gone as $1. The way you will change dollar today, 300 to next tomorrow, when you come back, it will go. What is our own position? And who have that fuel subsidy money up to June? The money is with whom? How? Is it with the dealers of the fuel, or is it with the MD, or is it with the petroleum? Where is the money? Look, if masses cannot bear this type of disease, for instance now, if you are going from Masaka, you want to come inside the town, you are expecting to pay from not less than 1,000. And then the workers, his salary, as they said, is a minimum, this is they are putting some other side is 30,000. You are receiving 30,000, you are joining vehicle every day, 2,000, 1,000, and then 1,000 again, to and fro. So you are making 60,000 a month. How will you cope up?
So in a short run, what should the government be doing now?
The government have to look into these things immediately, because it will, before it will go out of action. Me, myself, I'm not happy. Our purpose of voting democracy is to enjoy it, not to have this thing. Look, before we go on this election, all of them, both the Tinubu, both the Atiku, both Labour, almost all the contestants, they say they will remove fuel subsidy, fine. But when they remove the fuel subsidy, where are we standing now? What is the mean price from the NNPC? What is the mean price? And you see, before we get this thing right, unless if you put a refinery back. Our refinery are not back. Hence, our refinery is not back. We will continue suffering till the end of the day, because look, we have refinery in Port Harcourt, Warri, Lagos, and Kaduna. The former minister, Timisil, come on the television and say by November 2022, the refinery of Port Harcourt will continue be using. Later, he come out again in quarter 2023. Where are we now? So where is how much, and the budgeted money, we know that this, we don't want to talk in here because we are going to, for me, I'm going Radio Nigeria. We will publish it and let the masses know where we stand and what is our problem. So let us just come out and tell us where you spend that money in refinery.
Okay.
This is how I spend the money in refinery, and this is where it is. Because the answer is it in fashion or is not in fashion?
Well, I just wanted you to share more light on that, because you are also a Nigerian and you feel the pinch of this fuel subsidy thing that is leading to increments in the petrol product. But let me bring you to our topic of discussion this morning. We're looking at retirements of military personnel, looking at the numbers of those who have retired and those still in service, is it commensurate to what Nigerians want, especially in this present time that we're in different kind of security, in different regions?
No, but the point is, if you want to talk about retirement, they must, because people whom they bring, all of them, they are 30. Don't expect me while I'm 37 regular or 35.
You're talking about those who were retired.
Yes, those ones who are retiring. Yes, they have a President Chief of Army Staff and Chief of Air Staff, all 39 regular.
Yes.
Chief 38, so enough for it. Say 36, 37, I will wait and salute my Gino. It's not a routine in the military. Even if the person senior you in 1 month in NDA, it is your senior one, is your course maybe one as a senior number. If number, then they will ask for number is the one to take parade and give the senior officer. So this thing is a routine. There is no way they can Gino. It's not possible. You cannot give 36 or 37 as C. The for army staff is 39. Possible. If you call me a meeting, I will not come. So it's a routine. People just civilian, they don't know what it is.
So what's the implication?
The implication has you have to serve 35 years and you go. And by the time you could not to get up there, they retire you. You go as a life. The point is CMC. You know what is the meaning of CMC? Civilian to military, military to civil. CMC. So you are coming as a civilian to military from military. So if you go, if they reach a routine, and they which the best of the starting, have they come and they are welcome.
The number is so large, and that's why
there is no way in any retirement. You see what happened.
Almost 50,
36, 37, 35, all of them they are there, and they have been promoted to Major General, Air Commando, Air Vice Marshal. So they have to leave rear admiral. There is no way they can come back, remain with their junior. It's not possible. So even with their number, they must have to go on retirement. That is the normal thing. It's a routine. You see, in the military, it's not like some other call, like where if you because in police now you can see a cosmate, one will be CP while the other one will be even SP. But in the military, it is not so. You are cosmate, the more they promote him, unless if you fail in your exam. If you don't fail, the more they promote him, they promote you. So both Navy and Army is the same thing. If you are cosmate, you go the same time with them. So there is no way they will remain and then leave those people to go. It's not possible.
So while on retirement, because some of these officers are very young, those who have to be retired because of the cause, like you rightly mentioned. Now, we've been having this issue of when persons are on service, they tend to have some kind of influence when it comes to contributing to national security issues. And then when you ask a military officer, they will tell you that they are doing their best to ensure that they tackle the issue. But when they are outside that profession, they will start telling you things that were happening which they couldn't do anything while in service. Why do we have such cases playing out? With most of our army generals, when they leave service, that is when they start opening up and tell you, look, I would have done this way, we couldn't do it this way. Why did they do it while they're in service?
No, there's a limit. You cannot expect a brigade commander now, he can work without the order of the GOC. And the GOC have to take order from the chief of army. Why the battalion commander, the CO, supposed to take order from the brigade commander? Why the plateau commander and company commander have to take order from the CO? When the CO give a directive to the OC will give directive to the plateau commander. So when you are taking a directive, not to go beyond the directive to give to you, it's not possible. You go with the directive they give to you. They cannot ask you now to deploy from here to Kaduna Road, then you come in and deploy them along Lafia Road. That is not the duty they give to you. So when they give you a duty where to perform, that is where you remain. Even in the war, when they ask you, this is the place they expect you to capture. And when you capture this place, you pin down. So it means when you capture that place, you only dig a trench and deploy your troop in that area and wait for further signal. So that is how it is. There is no way you can go beyond the order of the Chief of Army Staff. And the Chief of Army Staff, mind you, he cannot go beyond the order of the President Commander-in-Chief. They have to tell them this operate and this is not what you will not be operate. So and then most of the thing, civilians also have a problem. By the time one air now want to strike in another place, the more strike they will say they kill 30 civilians. Now human rights will come out, continue talking. If artillery bombard that place, human rights will come out. But if they kill soldier in a battle from human rights will not come out say they kill so soldier. They will not measure the number. They cannot say they wounded. How many times you see human rights go and visit the hospital in Maiduguri? Tell them, say how many people, how many soldiers wounded.
But I think it's because we don't get the right information from the military. When
they did not apply it. Okay, why do they get the right when the military just flash a place, they will publish a newspaper? Because military, you think the military, the soldiers, they are not human beings. They are like you. So when they hit them also, and some of their family, do you go there and consult with the family and ask them how do they feel? No. But when the soldiers attack one civilian, the whole community, you will see them even on protest. Then you expect them. Look, if they want to get this right, there is no, if I just come inside this room, do I know where I will sit down in the seat? I have to show the seat, then you mount it to me. After I put it in my cooler while I'm going, I will remove it. So you cannot expect a soldier simply because AK-47, artillery, shilka, deployed to know whom is a criminal, where to attack. No. Some of the places we have to give them. This is where we are. Whom is not a criminal. By the time you meet with the criminal, fine. By the time you don't meet with the fine. But there's no way you will meet with the person and then you just come in the community and attack. And then there's so many places. Look, when we're in Liberia, there's so many places when you go, there's a paper called Kuku Jumbuku, inside no. If Nigerian Air Command attack today, you will see them, they publish the whole place. But if Ghanaian attack, they will not it. So because they become so sentiment. So even in the journalists and human rights, they have also for right to the soldiers themselves, their family. If it something happen, they support to be paid their so amount. That is what they're supposed to do. And what are did they collect the area? Where they are? Do they promptly be paid? They have to all know this so that they can publish it.
But if the civilians do not ask these questions, like for instance, you mentioned of the human rights group and all that, can't the army give us full details of this regularly once they have it?
There is no way a spokesman to the army will come and speak against the army. You want that day? It's not possible. You want him to go to community? It's not possible. That day from there, as he finishes from here, is going to mess. If you don't end commercial, he cannot. It's again the routine. You cannot go be your commander and speak to yes, GOC will just come up from Kaduna, go and see president while the chief of army staff is there. It is not possible. Even the chief of defense staff, you cannot see him unless if you see chief of army staff. If you have anything, they can liaise with the chief of defense staff to tell him. There's a channel of communication in the military. There is no way even as a last corporal. A last corporal will see sergeant until when he tell his section commander, the section commander will take him to the sergeant. The sergeant will take him to Plateau commander. Plateau commander now in turn take him to the OC. Then the OC now, he will write a letter to the battalion commander. You see the process. So there's no way you can just, we have a good channel of communication in the military and discipline. It's not like where you just get to say, no, me, I want to see Oga. No, it's not possible. Even in Doba, you make sure that thing. If you go out, if you don't take that order, you will end up in Gadrun that day.
All right, okay, let's look at the numbers of officers that are still on the generals, and I know in the since in the service, every year we see them leaving the service to you go business immediately after retirement. Now let's compare the numbers. Like I asked you, we are still fighting a convoy that's in banditry everywhere, every part of the northern part of the country you talk about. The numbers we have on ground, do you think is enough to tackle our security challenge?
The number is not, you know, one time, military, every 6 months they go for recruitment. Army, Navy, Air Force, you will see them, they go for recruitment. When they recruit, they deploy them. What we need massive recruitment. But the rank they are the one performing that duty. They are the one fighting with the bandits and everywhere. And then the other one is that the civilian also have to come a community liaison. That was some of the military. They will organize a medical. They will test the people, give them a medicine, give them another thing, then put it to them so that they can have a close relation between the civilian and the military. If you don't have a close relation, all this banditry we may not achieve where we are going. But with the chief of army staff they bring and chief of air staff, the chief of naval staff to know them, Bode Musa, the chief of defense staff. I know this banditry very soon it will be a story. Inshallah, I know of that one because they are very, look, what we need now, that is why when they are bringing them, we told the president, we need people who can killing this tier where we are. Not when it is something happen before they explain. No. You can see the way the chief of army staff say no. Making dialogue with the bandits is a waste of time. Me personally, that is what I said. There is no way you will make a dialogue with the bandit, somebody who is ready. Here's the person, he has something to talk to, which is 7.2 mm. Yeah, that thing will tell him what to do. You tell him with what the word he understands.
All right, let's go to the contribution of retired officers like yourself in terms of contribution to national development and fighting insecurity. How much of their impact do you think Nigerian has felt in terms of this security? It's not only when it comes to appointments, we'll be hearing that social general or social inspector general of police retired should be appointed as minister or a national security advisor. How much of their contribution have we felt in this country?
You see, when they said this thing, they should, like the way they appointed now, the NSA is a good one. Because what we have is internal security, IS. And that thing is for police and DSS, not retired general at all. Because he has a liaison with the civilian and he read internal security to stay with the civilian and know whom is a criminal, whom is not a criminal. But in the military, what there is how to attack and kill with that. So the difference now. So as far as I'm concerned, the NSA they bring now is a good one because even during military, they bring a police.
I'm not looking at NSA alone. I'm talking about their contribution now that they're in retirement. What would they be doing to assist those in service to tackle the issue?
Yeah, when most of the retirees, what they used to do, they always inform the chief of army staff. This is what we have from my state, and this is what happens. You just send a signal to any other brigade commander there or a corps commander. The more you give them the letter, they act very fast. They know, you know that. So any of that, this thing, you give relevant information. The chief of army staff react very well because I know him in person. He's not a person that you can give information and he say, I didn't assure. No. He's a person with information and assure. I'm assured they will get where we are. Because, and then the people I want them or when they retire, retirement is not a sickness. You are even happy to retire. So some of your classmates, they have died in Liberia, some have died in Somalia, some have died in Sudan, and then you retire. So certainly, if you have a good communication, you can go back to your community. Because that is where you come from. And then help the Nigeria again. Give the chief of army staff advice. Pray for him, let him succeed in his tenure. Pray for the chief of naval staff, pray for the chief of air staff, pray for the inspector general of police. Let them succeed in their tenure. Let us have these bandits out of our country. You can move from anywhere you want to move. And then mind you, if you want to tackle this thing, I'm happy I see the president received some president, Niger and Benin Republic. If he doesn't have anything with those people, they push the bandits out, we will never get our bandits out. Because common border, they can send them up, they can enter our country. But when we have a synergy between the country and their military, then now that is where we are. When they push, we push. Then the people will remain at the middle. We kill those who we want to kill, they will arrest another people that we support to arrest. Otherwise, we will not get where we are going. But with the distance, I see the president, the way he called them yesterday, and they have a meeting with them, and being ECWA chairman now, I'm sure we will get to where we are going.
It seems you are of the idea of maybe just clearing these people in terms of fighting the war, these bandits. But Like you mentioned earlier, the issue of negotiating with bandits, you don't agree with
No,
it.
no.
So what approach are we taking, or should we be looking at a time like this? Because I remember this is not the first time we are having Nigerian government negotiating with criminals. You know, when the issue of Niger Delta, you know how it's all ended. And now we're trying to apply the same to banditry. Why are you saying that it's not the right way to go?
The bandits, who is their leader? Whom are you negotiating with? Or those hypoc? Somebody is staying in Finland. He is giving people directive to sit at home in Nigeria. He's living in Finland. And he's giving people directive to stay at home. And those people are complying with even the government giving directive, come out, you are free. They didn't come out. They comply with it because some of them, when they come out, they attack and kill those people. So how can you have you are agitating for a country and you are killing those people? Do you think there's any achievement there? Whom do you want to rule if they give? Let's say they give you, say you should go for the country. Do you have anything to rule? There is no way somebody can stay outside the country giving you directive and you are suffering here in the Nigeria. He is there in Finland enjoying himself with his family. Then you are following the directive. You stay at, look at that, stay at home make us to lose more economy in the East as whole. Because some people when they go out before they will get something to feed their family. Now Monday you ask them to stay, you did not give them palliative to stay at home. Is it not petroleum that now we are talking about palliative? Where is the palliative you give them? You as Akpan, who is saying they should stay at home, where is the palliative you give them to use it? And then you attack the people who are permanent that area, you kill them, or you go to community, you kill all those ones, they are criminal. They don't need any settlement. Their settlement is bullet. Simple.
Okay. Let me come to the other ranks. You know, we've been talking about retirements. You know, the army has to face the generals, as the senior officers, and the other ranks. The welfare of retired army officers, those in the other ranks, from the rank of private to master warrant officer. How has that been? Because I know before now we used to have them on the streets. Those days you go to Zone 4 where they have the army pension, the military pension office there. We don't get to see that again. Is there an improvement in the welfare of retired army officers, or is something else that we don't know? It's making them very calm.
What happened is that there's they changed the system. Any chief of army staff come, he makes sure he take care of that thing, and they also defense minister, because most of the defense minister, they are retired senior military officers, so they know the pains before they come there. By right, somebody retire from Oshodi, you're supposed to pay him all his entitlement, then the salary he will continue after 3 months before he go on pension. So if you do that, automatically you cannot see them many going in the street. And if you watch very well, in Navy or Air Force, you can never see them even going to open gate, say, old soldier. Where you will see this mostly in the army. Otherwise, in the Air Force or Navy, before they go out, you can never see them. They will only tell you, say, I retire so person with the Nigerian Air Force. But in the military, army now, and Navy, they combine it. All of them, you see them now going to Oshodi. So that system, formerly they don't go to Oshodi. Army have their own resettlement center, Air Force have it. But now, all of them, they go the same Oshodi. Before you finish, they pay you. That is why you don't used to see them in Zone 4 again. Because the system have gone all the armed forces now in one bag. So hence it will go back. There's no way Chief of Air Staff will settle Army, Air Force, and Chief of Naval Staff will say, then you as a Chief of Army Staff, you will leave Army going around again. That is why you see the system change. And then formally they don't go to Oshodi. They only give you a terminal leave. After terminal leave, they wait your money and they pay you. But now they go to Oshodi. Before they finish, their money is ready. And they teach them something they will do in their future. So when you leave now, some are going for pottery, some are going for barbecue, different cameramen, using different type of, they learn before they come out. Then that is where they focus on. And they will make up their living. That's why you don't see them again like before. All
right, before I let you go, let me ask you this last question. I know there are some, those days I used to cover the military. I understand some of the Legion's members always want to be involved in assisting the military. Just like you said, some of them have the experience. Assisting the military in this kind of war we are fighting, those who have maybe had opportunity to go to countries like you mentioned, Liberia, Sudan, and the rest. Do you think we should be having that kind of system now, that those who have retired can be called back to assist the military in terms of fighting insecurity in any form?
You can call them to advise. Me now, you cannot call you back, then I will go as a combat. Camouflage, carry pouches, say I am going for a war after I have retired. I can only advise you the logic you can use and what type of operation you support to go. Is it ST ambush you support to go, or you support to go on Reiki? But that Reiki again, it can be Reiki patrol. Though you don't expect me, I should wear uniform and go back again.
But we have those who retired at a very young age and still have that strength.
Nobody will, after welcoming bullet, sleeping in the train, sleeping in the water, you will call him now back, say you want him to assist you again, you are going for another attack, he will follow you. He will only give you advice, what to do.
I must thank you so much, retired Brigadier General Garus Gololo. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much to have me.
All right, we'll take a quick break here, and when we return, the program this morning on ITV continues.